What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism boxing channel, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put that notification bell on all so that you can get notified immediately as soon as we drop any new content on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get into last night's action, which was a heavyweight contest between Dubois, Dynamite, Dubois, Triple D, and Bogdan Dinu. And this took place in Telford over here in the UK, and it was a comeback for Dubois. There's a lot of course, question marks, as I always like to say. His last showing was against Joe Joyce, and he had the eye injury. It's the one where he took the knee. So a lot of people have questioned the heart of Dubois. A lot of people have said, not sure where he goes from here. Can he come back? Will he quit again, sort of thing. So yeah, there was a lot on the line here, and it was a fight where he really needed to shine, and he really needed to perform and to sort of show the world what he's been working on. New trainer Shane McGuigan, and big occasion for Dubois, for Triple D. And Dinu is a guy mixed in decent company. He had only lost, I think, to Jarrell Miller, Big Baby, and he'd also lost to Kubrat Pulev. Both guys had stopped him. I think Pulev stopped him in 7, and Big Baby Miller had only stopped him in, I think, the 4th round. So he's a tough guy. Half decent company is mixed in. And yeah, so as this fight started, you couldn't really see too much difference in Dubois in his approach. He was still, standing quite tall, quite upright, left hands in front of him. He threw a good jab, good tidy jab. There was a bit of a battle of the jabs because Dinu was trying to sort of land his own jabs. Dinu was able to get a few right hands over the top, landed on Dubois. But overall, in the first round, it was quite even. Nothing major really landed. Dinu did land a few right hands, and you could see it made Dubois think a little bit, but nothing of any massive significance landed in round 1. It was relatively close, but for me, I felt Dubois sort of won it. Dubois sort of bossed around. Done some good things in there. He sort of held the center of the ring. He was able to push Dinu back, and have sort of, for the most part, he was sort of having his own way in the fight, especially round 1. Round 2 begins, and it's more the same from Dubois. Similar upright sort of European style to what we've been seeing from him. Used a few little feints and stuck his hand out there a few times, and yeah, Dubois was boxing pretty well. Dinu was also coming into the fight, but you could tell he was sort of losing a round, and round wears on, and Dubois, you could see he's gaining more and more confidence, landing a few straight shots, few straight 1-2s, and then the end to the fight comes basically in round 2. Dubois, beautiful right hand over the top, and you can really tell that Dubois is a serious puncher, because he literally, this punch he threw, this right hand, it didn't even look like it had that much on it. It didn't look like he twisted his waist or really put much on the punch, but yeah, good right hand right on the chin of Bogdan Dinu. He was slumped to the floor and counted out to 10 rather easily, rather quickly, because you could just see it. It's one of those shots where you could just tell that there's a natural power in Dubois, and he was, he just got him with his punch, and it was almost like reflex sort of shot. And that was it. Once he landed that, all over, all over in round 2. The fight didn't go at all very long. It was just a relatively routine victory for Dubois, and this puts him now in very good stead. I think it's Trevor Bryan who's the other champion, the WBA. It's tied up with Anthony Joshua, and you've got this other guy, Trevor Bryan, who his best victory comes against Bermane Stiverne, I believe. So he's definitely an option for Daniel Dubois to pick up a belt there next, as he's a decent heavyweight, but not the biggest and not sort of the biggest puncher. I think Dubois has the size advantage, strength advantage, and is a decent boxer. But yeah, overall, great result for Daniel Dubois. We didn't really get to see anything that him and Shane McGuigan have been working on because the fight ended so quickly. But overall, it's a very positive display by Daniel Dubois, and it will do wonders for his confidence, definitely in my view. Getting back on the horse, getting back in the winning column. Hopefully he can now put behind him the Joe Joyce loss and sort of move on now, focus on trying to get someone. I think from what Frank Warren said, it looks like they want to go the way of Trevor Bryan. So I don't know whether that will be Dubois' next fight. They might give him something in between and then try and get him for Trevor Bryan. But I think that's the direction they're going to go, because obviously all the heavyweight belts are tied up and there's all these different mandatories. The undisputed fight is up in the air. Fury's got to fight Wilder again. Joshua, it looks like he's got to fight Usyk or vacate the belt. So it's all kind of up in the air at the moment. There's a lot of question marks in the heavyweight division. So for me, I think it's a very good time now for Daniel Dubois to get some, to fight someone like a Bryan, or maybe even some suggested like a Manuel Charr, because Manuel Charr is like the champion in recess or whatever. So even a guy like him would be a very good little test for Daniel Dubois. They're guys that I think he could definitely beat, but they'll put up resistance. They'll give him the rounds and they'll make it hard for him. And if he's not mentally right and not mentally switched on, then these are guys that could beat him. But I think guys like Charr and Bryant, that's who he wants to go after next. Yeah, good performance by Dubois. Impressive knockout display once again, and yeah, Triple D is officially back. Dynamite Daniel Dubois. So congrats to him. Let me know, guys, what you thought of the fight, what you thought of the new partnership with Shane McGuigan. Were you impressed with Dubois? Do you think he's still the same? There hasn't been progress, or do you think he done well? For me personally, I think it was a good showing by him. Good. It's a great show of guts for him even to get back in there, and it shows now he's getting over the psychological impact of the loss. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next move from Daniel Dubois. You comment below with your thoughts, and yeah, until next time, this is MKO Pugilism over and out, and I'll catch you on the next one.